The love you seek will not arrive until you understand this. If you are waiting for someone to truly love you, you need to listen to this right now. This is a deep yet simple message that many people overlook. In our current culture, there is much talk about romantic love as if it was something external, like a prize we receive when we find the right person. But the truth, anticipated by Carl Jung, one of the pillars of depth psychology, is that authentic love begins from within. It is not a gift we receive from others just like that. First, we must understand and love ourselves. Why is this so important? Because our relationship with ourselves is the foundation on which we build all our external relationships. When we do not value or know ourselves, we project insecurities, fears, and unrealistic expectations onto others. This generates conflicts, emotional dependence, and disappointments. Jung said that the most important task in life is individuation, which is the process of becoming the person we truly are, integrating our conscious and hidden parts to reach wholeness. In simple terms, it means discovering who you are beyond the masks you have worn to fit into the world. This process of individuation is fundamental for you to truly love yourself, because the love you receive from others will reflect what you project from within. If inside you there is rejection, fear, or guilt, it is likely that you will attract relationships that reflect those same energies. That is why many people who feel lonely or unloved are actually in a stage where they have not finished getting to know and accept themselves. It is not a punishment or a condemnation, but a clear sign that there is internal work to be done. Moreover, the idea that someone else can complete our happiness is an illusion that perpetuates emotional dependence and suffering. When you expect someone else to make you happy or give you love, you hand over your personal power to someone else, making you vulnerable to manipulation and disappointment. Instead, when you learn to love and value your own company, you become an integral and strong person, capable of setting healthy boundaries and attracting healthy relationships based on mutual respect. This is the foundation for understanding why the love you seek will not arrive until you understand this. It is not just an inspiring phrase, it is a proven psychological truth. Love begins with you, with the deep acceptance of who you are, with the care of your mind, body, and emotions. That is why, in this video, we will explore what it really means to love oneself, how we can start that journey, and why doing so radically changes the way we relate to others. Why is self-love so difficult? Many people feel that loving themselves is selfish or narcissistic, but that is a myth. Healthy self-love is the foundation of a balanced and happy life. Without it, we become vulnerable to low self-esteem, anxiety, depression, and toxic relationships. The problem is that from a young age, most of us do not learn to genuinely value ourselves. At school, in the family, and in society, we are taught to comply, be productive, obey, but not necessarily to listen to or respect ourselves. This creates an internal disconnection where we live more to fulfill external expectations than to nurture our being. That is why the first step to receiving external love is to heal that relationship with oneself. The neuroscience behind self-love. Recent neuroscience studies show that self-love activates brain areas related to emotional regulation, motivation, and empathy. When you care for yourself and speak to yourself with compassion, you literally strengthen neural connections that make you more resilient and emotionally stable. This means that self-love is not just a spiritual or philosophical concept, but a biological process that improves your physical and mental well-being. Practicing it regularly can reduce stress, improve your immune system, and increase your capacity to handle conflicts and difficult emotions. Practices to start loving yourself more. Non-judgmental self-observation. Start observing your thoughts and emotions without criticizing yourself. Give yourself permission to feel what you feel without trying to change it immediately. Compassionate internal dialogue. Talk to yourself as you would with a good friend. Avoid destructive self-criticism. Take care of your body. Sleeping well, eating healthily, and exercising are ways to show yourself love. Set boundaries. Learn to say no without guilt. Protecting your energy is an act of self-love. Time for yourself. Dedicate moments in the day to do what you enjoy without feeling guilty. The root of suffering in relationships. When you do not understand or accept yourself, you project onto others needs and expectations that should really be met by yourself. This generates a kind of emotional void that you try to fill with attention, affection, or external validation. But since this void is born inside, it can never be completely filled from outside. Carl Jung explained that every person carries a shadow, a hidden part of their psyche made up of repressed, denied, or unknown aspects. If you do not become aware of that shadow, you can repeat harmful patterns in your relationships, such as codependency, manipulation, or desperate approval seeking. Emotional codependency. This is one of the most common examples of how the lack of self-love affects our relationships. Codependency occurs when someone depends emotionally on another to feel valuable or happy. This creates unbalanced relationships, where one person gives a lot and the other receives without responding in a healthy way. In codependency, there is no genuine love, but a need disguised as love. The dependent person may feel fear of abandonment, low self-esteem, and constant anxiety, and the receiving person may feel trapped or manipulated. The only way out of this dynamic is by working on yourself, healing wounds, setting boundaries, and recognizing that happiness and love must first be born within. The influence of childhood wounds. Many of the blocks to loving and understanding ourselves come from childhood experiences. Abandonment, rejection, abuse, or lack of affection create deep wounds that impact our ability to trust, feel emotional security, and relate healthily. These wounds create limiting beliefs such as, "I'm not enough," "I don't deserve to be loved," or "I have to change to be loved." These are messages we internalize that condition our choices in love. Recognizing these wounds is an essential step toward healing and beginning to build an authentic relationship with yourself. Psychotherapy, meditation, and introspective work are powerful tools for this process. The importance of self-esteem is not just a buzzword. It is the core of self-love and the foundation for any healthy relationship. Having healthy self-esteem means valuing, respecting, and recognizing yourself as someone worthy of love and respect, regardless of your mistakes or flaws. When your self-esteem is low, you constantly seek external validation and may tolerate relationships that do not benefit you just to feel accepted. This is not love, it is emotional survival. Building strong self-esteem involves changing your inner dialogue, questioning negative beliefs, and practicing radical self-acceptance. This translates into better decisions in love and in life. The toxic cycle of rejection and constant searching. Many people live trapped in a cycle of rejection and constant searching for love. They try hard to please others, change their essence to fit in, and end up feeling empty and unloved. This cycle is exhausting and harmful because it never focuses on the true source of love, oneself. Until you break that cycle, you will keep repeating the same painful experiences. How internal wounds affect the chemistry of love. From a scientific perspective, our emotional wounds alter how our brain produces and responds to hormones and neurotransmitters such as oxytocin, dopamine, and serotonin, which are linked to love, trust, and attachment. When you are emotionally wounded, these substances do not flow healthily, affecting your ability to connect and trust. This can generate fear of commitment, excessive jealousy, anxiety, or emotional avoidance. Therefore, healing your wounds is not only a mental or spiritual matter, but a profound change in your brain chemistry that prepares you for healthier and more satisfying relationships. The freedom that comes from loving yourself, contrary to what many believe, loving yourself is not limiting or imprisoning yourself, but freeing yourself. Freeing yourself from toxic patterns, emotional dependency, and fear of abandonment. When you love yourself, you become the owner of your life, and that attracts people who respect and value that authenticity. Instead of desperately seeking someone to complete you, you become a complete person who shares their fullness with others. Now that we understand that true love begins from within and that our internal wounds deeply affect our relationships, it is time to talk about the concrete path to heal and love yourself. This process is neither quick nor easy, but it is the most important journey you can undertake in your life. Know yourself deeply. The power of self-exploration. The first step to loving yourself is knowing yourself. Many people live on autopilot without stopping to observe who they really are, what they feel, and what they need. To transform your relationship with yourself, you must make an honest and fearless inner journey. Personal journal. Writing every day what you think and feel helps bring clarity. You can record emotions, experiences, doubts, and dreams. This habit makes it easier to understand patterns in your life and how they affect you. Meditation and mindfulness. Practicing mindfulness connects you with the present and allows you to observe your thoughts without judgment. This gives you power over your mind and reduces anxiety and stress. Psychological therapy. Talking with a professional can be key to discovering deep wounds and learning to manage them with effective tools. Practice radical self-acceptance. Accepting who you are with your light and shadows is a revolutionary act. It's not about resignation, but about recognizing reality without fighting it. When you accept yourself, you stop fighting with yourself and open space for genuine love. Avoid destructive self-criticism. When you notice you speak harshly to yourself, stop and change that dialogue to one that is kind and compassionate. Remember that mistakes and imperfections are part of being human. They do not define you. Acceptance also means forgiving yourself for past decisions that caused you pain. Establish healthy boundaries. Loving yourself means protecting your physical, emotional, and mental space. Boundaries are barriers that help us maintain balanced relationships and avoid emotional exhaustion. Learn to say no without guilt. Identify what behaviors from others harm you and communicate that clearly. Remember that setting boundaries does not make you selfish. It makes you respect yourself. Cultivate self-compassion. Self-compassion is the ability to treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer a dear friend in difficult moments. When you fail or feel bad, do not punish yourself. Recognize that suffering is part of the shared human experience. Practice compassionate phrases like, "I am doing the best I can," or "I am worthy of love even when I make mistakes." 5. Take care of your body and mind. Self-love is also physical. Our body is the vehicle that sustains us in this life, and caring for it is fundamental. Eat consciously and nutritiously. Sleep enough to recover your energy. Exercise regularly to release tension and improve your mood. Avoid substances that harm your physical and mental health. Surround yourself with people who respect and value you. Your environment greatly influences how you perceive yourself. Being close to people who support you, respect you, and encourage your growth is essential to strengthening self-love. Identify toxic relationships and distance yourself when necessary. Look for friendships and communities that share positive values. Practice gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful tool to shift your focus from scarcity to abundance. By recognizing the good you have, you increase your emotional well-being and self-love. Every day, write down 3 things you are grateful for. These can be simple things like a sunrise or personal achievements. Learn to enjoy your own company more. People fear being alone because they don't know how to connect with themselves. Learning to enjoy your solitude is an act of love and strength. Dedicate time to yourself without distractions. Practice activities that fulfill you and connect you with your essence. Be patient and consistent. The path of self-love is not an immediate goal. It is a continuous process. There will be good days and difficult days, but consistency is key. Celebrate every small progress. Don't punish yourself for temporary setbacks. 10. Visualize and affirm your worth. The power of the mind. To change beliefs is enormous. Positive affirmations and visualization help you reprogram your mind to love yourself more. Phrases like, "I am worthy of love and respect," or "I fully accept myself," repeated daily, strengthen your self-esteem. Visualize moments when you feel loved and happy with yourself. Final reflection of this part. By applying these practices with commitment, you will begin to transform your relationship with yourself and consequently, the quality of your external relationships. Remember that you are not alone on this path, and loving yourself is the foundation for receiving authentic love from the world. Anna and the liberation from codependency. Anna lived for years trapped in a toxic relationship. She tried hard to please her partner, but never felt she was enough. Her self-esteem was at rock bottom, and she completely depended on external affection to feel valuable. One day, after reading about the importance of self-love and attending therapy, Anna decided to start prioritizing herself. She began practicing self-acceptance, set clear boundaries, and realized she deserved respect and affection, starting with herself. Over time, Anna broke free from the damaging relationship and focused on her personal growth. Not only did she improve her self-esteem, but she also attracted people who genuinely valued her. Today, Anna is a living example of how self-love radically changes life. Example 2. Carlos and healing childhood. Wounds. Carlos carried the pain of emotional abandonment in his childhood. This caused him fear of intimacy and made his romantic relationships difficult. He always distanced himself to avoid suffering. By starting a process of self-knowledge and therapy, Carlos understood that his fears were not a sentence, but wounds. He could heal. He learned to express his emotions, trust, and love himself with patience. With this internal change, Carlos was able to build authentic relationships based on trust and respect. His story shows that healing past wounds is possible and transformative. Example 3. Laura and renewed. Self-esteem. Laura had always struggled with her self-esteem. She constantly compared herself to others and felt she didn't deserve to be loved. This affected her social life and intimate relationships. One day, she decided to change her internal dialogue. She started repeating positive affirmations, practicing gratitude, and surrounding herself with supportive people. She also adopted self-care habits that reinforced her well-being. Little by little, Laura felt more confident and happy. Her new self-esteem allowed her to attract healthy relationships and live with more joy. How these stories can inspire you. These experiences clearly show that self-love is not just theory, but a practice that transforms lives. We all face wounds, fears, and doubts, but we have the power to heal and choose to love ourselves. The love you seek outside is a reflection of the love you cultivate inside. When you commit to that process, everything changes: your emotions, your decisions, and the quality of your relationships. The impact on daily life. Self-love not only affects your romantic relationships, but all areas of your life. Work, you feel more confident and capable. Health, you take better care of yourself. Friendships, you build authentic bonds. Inner peace, you live with less anxiety and more joy. Consistency is the key to lasting self-love. Self-love is not a fleeting state, nor an achievement to check off a box and be done. It is a daily commitment, a constant practice that requires you to return to yourself, listen to yourself, and care for yourself every moment. Don't get discouraged if one day you feel weak or insecure. It's normal. Remember that personal growth is a path with ups and downs. Use the tools you learned: meditation, affirmations, clear boundaries, and self-exploration. Recognize and face internal obstacles. Your mind tends to sabotage what is good for you. Negative thoughts, excessive self-criticism, and doubts often return. When this happens, observe them without judging yourself. Question their truthfulness with questions like, "Is this true? Am I exaggerating?" Replace those thoughts with powerful affirmations that reinforce your worth. The power of emotional resilience. Learning to get up after every emotional fall is a fundamental part of self-love. Practice patience with yourself. Don't punish yourself for feeling pain, sadness, or fear. Understand that every emotion, even the difficult ones, teaches you something valuable about yourself and your path. Maintain relationships that nourish your growth. As we saw, your environment impacts your well-being and self-love. Therefore, seek people who respect your space, inspire you, and support you. Accept that not all relationships will last forever, and it's okay to let go of what doesn't serve you. Celebrate your achievements and progress. Often we are hard on ourselves and don't celebrate what we accomplish. Recognizing your progress, no matter how small, strengthens your self-esteem and motivates you to continue. Keep a record of your achievements and share your successes with people who support you. Self-love as the foundation for authentic happiness. When you cultivate a healthy love for yourself, you begin to experience a happiness that does not depend on external circumstances or the validation of others. That happiness is deep, stable, and transformative. You become capable of enjoying the present. You build a life that resonates with your essence. You attract experiences and people aligned with your true worth. Final reflection for you from Psyche. Despierter. Remember, no one will love you until you understand this, and that is to love yourself first. The process can be challenging, but I promise you, it is the most valuable gift you can give yourself. Every step you take towards self-love not only transforms your life, but also radiates light to those around you. By changing your inner world, you change the world around you. Invitation to the Seek Despierta community. If this video has touched your heart and given you valuable tools, I invite you to leave a comment below. Tell me, which of these ideas has resonated with you the most? What self-love practice will you start doing today? What doubts or reflections arise after this message? Your opinion is important, so that together we continue awakening our psyche and growing as a community. Subscribe for more content that transforms your mind and your life. Don't forget to subscribe to the Healing Echoes channel and activate the notification bell. Here you will find more videos with deep teachings, practical advice, and reflections that will help you awaken your consciousness and live more fully. Remember the words of Carl Jung: "The love you seek will not come until you understand this." And the wise Stoic advice from Marcus Aurelius: "The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts." Make self-love your daily philosophy. Love yourself with honesty, patience, and respect. That is the true awakening. Ments of gratitude.